Hi, it's Diane and welcome to the last section of our walk along the Nene Way. I like to record what I see in my sketchbook and you'll be seeing some of my drawings as part of this video. But before we start on the last section of our walk, I want to go back in time to the start of this whole journey along the Nene Way. Here is part of the video I recorded last year. We started our walk in the lovely village of Badby. You can't actually visit the source of the river because it's on private land, but you can see the beginnings of the river in Badby.
Oh look, so this is the start of the river, or one of the starts of the river. It actually says on here Nene Way.
And this was the start of a walk that would be approximately 120 miles. We've done these walks at weekends and whenever we have free time, and in this last section of the walk from Sutton Bridge out to the Wash, we felt a mixture of excitement but also sadness that our journey was coming to an end.
This is the last leg of our epic walk along the Nene Way. We're walking up to the bridge now. Apparently it used to be a railway bridge, but now it's for cars and hopefully for pedestrians. Otherwise I don't know how we're going to get across the river. Oh look, there is a pedestrian walkway down the side.
This is the Cross Keys Bridge. It's a swing bridge that was built in 1897 and it is the only crossing point for both traffic and pedestrians over the river at this point of the walk.
It's flowing down there, guy.
Yeah, we're going to be walking on that side to get to the Wash. So we're going to
I
be
also
going down
feel
here.
I need to say something about the pronunciation of the river. Is it Nene or Nen? The spelling of the river Nen or Nene has changed over time. It was called the Nen, Nenn, or Nin, Nyn, in an 1810 engraving, but the Ordnance Survey of 1885 used the standard spelling Nene.
Look at that,
In
down
Northampton, it's pronounced Nen, and around Peterborough, it's usually pronounced Nene.
there. Yeah, look how wide the river is here.
The river looks very different from when we saw it in Badby.
It's incredible. We knew you when you were a little trickle coming out of your mum's hillside. I used to bounce you on my knee.
Yes, I was a bit giddy at this point, seeing how the river had grown as we followed it through the different counties of England, Cambridgeshire, Northamptonshire and Lincolnshire.
This is amazing. What an amazing bridge. Apparently this is a swing bridge. So it opens there. It swings. This is where we're going to. It's called the Peter Scott Walk, but actually this is the Nen or the Nene Way as well, along here.
This last part of the walk from Sutton Bridge to the lighthouse is 3 miles, but we were going to walk there and back.
Look at this, it's still got a phone in there. They've usually been turned into something, these. It looks disgusting, but this is the original phone box. Yeah, we've got a choice between going on the damp grass and disappearing into the mud or walk on the side of the road. I'm guessing we'll walk on the side of the road. Looks like some kind of pump house.
Cute.
You can walk on either side of this river, but I think this side is the Peter Scott Lighthouse. There is another lighthouse on the other side. Look at the bridge now. Apparently it swings open for tall ships. It would be nice to see a ship going through it. That is Cross Keys Marina. It wouldn't be the Nene Way without our friends. Look, we've got to have at least one herd of cows on our walk. And these have got calves. They're quite small. Right, if you squint your eyes, you can see a lighthouse in the distance. And that's what we're walking towards. You can also see the sea. I can see the sea, look. Now we're getting a bit closer and you can see two things that look like salt and pepper pots. They are lighthouses on either side of the river. That's what we're walking towards. It almost feels like a spiritual journey, or it is a spiritual journey, to the lighthouse at the end. I feel so happy that we've actually completed, or we will have completed this walk by the time we get to those lighthouses. And if you remember the river, it was just a babbling brook last year when we first saw it, and now it's widened out and it's flowing into the sea. I would recommend even if you don't do the whole walk, just to do this walk from Sutton Bridge. We're at the halfway point now. There's a few cows over there. The road or the path kind of winds round to the side. We're going to have a look at the river. We're not going to go in the sluice bit, but I think this is probably the closest we'll get. I'm glad we've walked on this side because those cows are just freely roaming on the path. Look what I can see. There's a top of a lighthouse peeping out above those trees over there. We're near the end of our walk, so hopefully when we go down here we'll start to see the other lighthouse. I know, it's like, what a nice way to end a walk though. You know, going up to a lighthouse. It gives you a focal point. I can just about see the other lighthouse. Because it's white against a white sky, it doesn't stand out today. We're here, we're nearly at the end. Instead of saying, we're starting our walk in so-and-so, I can say, we're ending our walk at the two lighthouses near the Wash. It's quite amazing, really. We've actually done this walk all the way to the end, because at the start of it I wasn't sure if we would ever finish it, but here we are. This is the Sir Peter Scott Lighthouse.
And here is its twin lighthouse on the other side of the river. You can actually get a better view of the lighthouses from the other side, so let's go and take a look. Built together with its twin, the West Lighthouse, on the other side of the river in 1830, these lighthouses marked the entry to the sea and a final end to the draining of the fens at that time. It also marks the end of the Nene Way. After 120 miles, I think we deserve another round of applause.
We've made it. This bench is made for us.
And it's time to have a sit down and reflect on the walk.
Perfect.
As well as complete a final set of drawings to add to the sketchbook. And I'll also give you some more information about the Sir Peter Scott Lighthouse. In 1933, the young Peter Scott came here looking for seclusion. Very soon after making the lighthouse his home, he decided to become a painter of wildlife, and not only achieved outstanding success as an artist, but during his 6 years here, he wrote and illustrated his first two books, Morning Flight and Dawn Chorus. The ideas laid down here led after the war to him being a prime mover to establishing the World Wildlife Fund, the first global conservation organisation ever, and it continues today. As we did to mark the end of our walk, I can just imagine Sir Peter Scott sitting here and making drawings in his sketchbook. And it was a really lovely way to end the walk. This is the end of the walk and the sketchbook, but I'm sure there's many more adventures to come. I'm going to show the whole sketchbook in another video, so I'll see you there.
This is the wash. Done it, Liz. Cheers!
Hooray!